Okay, hello.
Hello there.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Stephen and I come from the north of England.
Oh, really? Where in the north of England?
A little village called Gosford.
Is it a big place?
No, it's about 10,000 people, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you go back there often?
Not so often. The last time I went back was Christmas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was very nice. I saw friends and family and did the usual Christmas things.
What are the usual Christmas things?
Oh, I guess a lot of eating, a lot of drinking, a lot of laughing. Just general fun and games, I guess.
Oh, great. How many of your family members still live in this town?
Well, they don't actually. My mum and dad live in the town, and my brother and sister actually live pretty close to this town. So my family's all in that general area.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Thanks a lot, Stephen.
So Jessica, you've got a brother called Kirk?
Yeah, that's right. He is 2.5 years older than I am, and we get along very well now.
You get along very well now. How did you get along in the past?
Not very well at all, actually. He was always very mean and heartless, should we say.
What was the first thing you remember him doing to you?
Perhaps the first thing was the time that I fell asleep on the bus when I was in kindergarten. He actually left me there sleeping, and I didn't wake up until my lunchbox fell on the ground when the bus driver was parking in the bus garage. So anyway, I learned at that point not to really depend on him so much.
What did your mum say when he got home?
My mom asked my brother, "Hey, aren't you forgetting something?" referring to me, and he responded, "Hey, how did you know I forgot my homework?"
Hey, Matt, we're back. We're going to talk about music.
Okay.
What is your favorite kind of music?
My favorite kind of music is alternative music, but generally I like all types of music, apart from country music.
I'm the same way. I hate country.
Yeah.
Except for Johnny Cash.
Yeah. The older country music is good, but the newer, I really don't like the newer stuff.
Yeah. How expensive are CDs in your country?
Well, a brand new CD is probably between about $15 and $20. Yeah. But you can find used CDs, for anything from $1 to, $20, I guess, depending on the CD. So you can find cheap CDs.
Oh, that's pretty cheap. Do you play a musical instrument?
No, I don't. Although when I was a kid, I played the piano and a little bit of the guitar, but I've long since forgotten.
Oh, really?
All of that, yeah.
Okay. Usually it's when you pick up the guitar, right? You don't stop playing it.
Yeah, well, there was no talent.
Do you go to concerts?
I really enjoy going to concerts, but I like to go to small venues, small shows. I don't like those big stadium shows where you need binoculars just to see the stage.
Yeah, I agree. And the last question, most importantly, do you sing in the shower?
Of course I do, yes. Every chance I get, yeah. Well,
what kind of songs do you sing?
Oh, wow. I guess anything that's in my head, the last thing I heard, I guess.
Yeah, can you sing something right now?
I don't think so. This isn't a shower.
Okay. Yeah. Important for the listeners. It's not the shower. All right. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Sure.
Hello.
Hello, Seattle.
Hello, Seattle. Okay. Well, how about you introduce yourself to the listener?
Okay. Hi, I'm David. I am from Tennessee, the home of Jack Daniel's whiskey and Elvis Presley.
Do you like Elvis?
He's okay.
Yeah? Cool.
Never met the guy, but...
So your name is David?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, but what does everybody call you here?
Tennessee.
Okay. And why do they call you Tennessee?
2 reasons. One, I'm from Tennessee, the most obvious reason. And the third is because usually there's 2 to 3. One time there was 4 Davids here.
Oh, I see.
And to keep us from getting confused, they just started calling me Tennessee.
Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Well, it's nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you too, Todd.
Okay, Kevin, we're back here in the forest.
We're going to talk about sports.
Okay, great. I love sports.
What sports do you like?
Well, my favorite sport is baseball. Obviously, I grew up and my father was a baseball player, so I was always around baseball my whole life.
You mean your father was a player in the major leagues?
Yeah, exactly. And not only was he a player in the major leagues, he was fortunate enough to play in the World Series twice with the New York Mets.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the amazing Mets, 1969.
That's great. Did you play baseball yourself?
Yeah, I played baseball pretty much my whole life up through college and university.
Okay. Why did you stop?
Well, it wasn't exactly by choice. I wasn't drafted high enough in professional baseball in order for me to sign, so I ended up retiring from baseball and pursuing other things.
Okay, great. Do you like any other sports?
Yeah, I enjoy all competition. I enjoy the other typical American sports of basketball and American football and so on. But I also try to learn about and enjoy the national sports of the countries that I'm in. For example, now I'm in Japan, and I've actually gotten quite into sumo wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Have you ever seen a sumo match live?
Yes, I have. I've been to 2 sumo bashos, as they call them, or matches, in Tokyo.
Nice. Yeah, I want to go myself.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kevin.
Sometime.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
So, Annalie, have you always been an English teacher?
No, actually, I started out as a French teacher. That was my first job.
Wow. So, tell me about your first job.
My first job, I was working in central west Queensland in Australia, so it was quite a remote place.
Sure.
For example, the nearest supermarket was about 100 kilometres away.
That's amazing. Wow. Wow.
And so, of course, some of the students lived a long way away from the school, so they had their lessons by teleconference, actually, at School of the Air.
Wow, so when you had a teleconference, for example, how many students would be on air at the same time?
I guess around 8 in 2 different locations.
Wow.
And I'd be in the 3rd location, so...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And how often would you be teaching like this?
Well, the students were aged between 9 and 12 years old, and they had 2 French lessons a week by teleconference.
Wow. And how long was each lesson?
45-minute lessons.
Great. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Hello, Anne. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Anne, can you introduce yourself and tell people where you're from?
Yeah, my name's Anne Hutchison, and I'm from Montreal, Canada. And right now, I'm an English teacher in Tokyo, Japan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's Montreal like?
Montreal is a really nice city. It's just very cold in the wintertime.
Uh-huh.
It has 4 seasons. And the nicest season is the summertime because it's really warm and people play a lot of sports, and there are some parks in Montreal. Mm-hmm. And you can go swimming and hiking and biking and rollerblading. It's a very interesting city.
Were you born in Montreal?
I was born in Montreal,
mm-hmm.
and I can speak 2 languages. English is my first language, but I also studied French in high school.
So were you in a submersion program where all your subjects were in French?
No, I went to an English high school, but a lot of people in Montreal are in immersion programs.
Okay. Since you learned French, what do you think is the best way to learn a language?
I think that you have to like learning another language. Mm-hmm. And if you have a positive attitude, then you can find learning another language fun rather than stressful.
Mm.
So I think that I had a few French friends, and we would practice, and they would be very patient, and I liked the fact that I could communicate using another language because then you have another identity.
You have your French identity.
I do.
Okay. So what's your name in French?
Mon nom est Anne.
Oh, okay. Wow. I need to get myself a French name.
Todd.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Anne.
You're welcome. Nice speaking with you. The
first time I moved to Poland, I wanted to live with a foreign family so that I could learn Polish language. I went to live with a couple in their 70s whose children had moved away from home. They started treating me like a second daughter. At first it was really fun because they'd encourage me to speak and they'd act everything out for me, including my landlord's experiences during the Second World War in Poland, where he'd stand up and perform. But after a while it got a bit wearing, because when I was out the house, he would go into my bedroom and start picking up my dirty underwear from the floor, fold it and leave it on the bookshelf for me. He'd also go into the bathroom, take my underwear off the line and hang it outside so it would smell fresher. Sometimes he'd cook for me, which was great up to a point because I got to taste some real Polish home-cooked food. But when he decided that I really was his long-lost daughter and started chopping my egg for me and then trying to feed it to me, I began to feel that maybe it was starting to get time to move out. He'd also invite me into the living room so that I could watch Polish TV and improve my language, and then spend half the television show prodding me and getting me to speak to him in very fast Polish. He was very kind to my friend Kathy when she came over to stay, but unfortunately he wanted me to translate his thoughts on the Polish economy from very fast Polish into English at the same time she was asking me to translate her ideas on English cricket into Polish. Nonetheless, it was an experience I wouldn't have missed.